Welcome to another episode of the Perspective Podcast, episode 34, I believe. This is episode 34. New location, we changed up the camera a little bit. So instead of it being on the other side, we're here. Looks more professional, and every week we're going to get better. You know, every episode I look and I'm thinking there's something that we can do a little bit better. And if no one's going to tell me, then hey, damn, I may have to do the looking. But thank you for all tapping into the episode. Every week we're literally growing, and I thank you because we're getting better, and it's nice to know that you guys actually care to know what I have to talk about. I can't lie, I'll be getting stick on what I'll be talking about on the comments on some videos because I post some clips on my TikTok and I just get comments, broski's just yapping. And you're right, I am just yapping. That's the whole point of a podcast. Yap and speak and just yap. But hey, I'm grateful that you guys still watch episodes because I know I'll be yapping. I'll be editing the videos. Sometimes I'll be thinking, sheesh, when is this guy going to stop speaking? But hey, we're here, and I thank you for watching, and I thank you for tapping in. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment or whatever to stay tuned in because this is a community and we're going to keep doing this. I'll be thinking about the event that we did, and I really want to bring it back. I really want to, and we will. That's one of my goals, and I'm going to say it loud and clear. Before the year ends, we're going to do one more, and this one is going to be more refined and more proper, and I can't wait to get that going. But yeah, that's one goal. Do one more event before the year ends, and who knows, it could literally be next month. It could be next month, and I see it happening. I genuinely do see it happening, but all of that is good. It's about putting it into work, and we're going to get something going on for that next event because the first one was easy. We can get this one easy again going. So yeah, we will do an event soon, and hopefully every single one of you will be there. Shout out to everyone who came to the last event. 25 people for the first event, and that's a good number. 24 is a better one, but you know, I'll be happy with that. A little verse of the day. I don't remember what chapter this is from, but it's on the book of Matthew. You are the light on the top of a hill that can never be hidden. You are him. Yeah? You can never be hidden. Even on your dark days, you are still thriving. So yeah, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, and aim higher, write your goals, and just strive to be the best version of yourself no matter what you can do. Strive, keep going, lock in, and let's get it, man, because that's all you can do. Every day is a new day to keep going, and every day we are going to keep doing that. You and me both. Yeah, music-wise, bro, I've been deep in. Music this year for rap has been so weird. It's been a weird year. I really keep forgetting that Carti dropped. I don't think it's been a big year for rap music this year. Other genres are really doing better. For example, indie, pop is actually doing better than rap itself. Country even, Afrobeat, even dance is doing better than rap this year, and that's a hot take, but it's just rap has been in a weird position, and it makes you realize as well there's not really artists that are like the big artists that are doing their thing or going crazy. For example, we got artists that are just getting older. Drake, Future, Travis, ASAP, all these rappers are getting older. J. Cole, Kendrick, Jay-Z, Kanye, I mean, they're older anyway, but all these big top 5, top 10 artists, they're getting older. So therefore, they're not even dropping. A$AP Rocky. They're not even dropping. None of them are really dropping, unless they have an album coming out soon or whatever, but they're not dropping. And we don't have new artists that are gonna be on that level or on level as big as like a Kendrick or a Drake or a Travis. There's not that sound of artists anymore. I don't know if that's just me, but it's a bit weird. There really isn't any that are not replacing them, but on the new wave. We have Carti, but is that it? Carti. And it really is just underground or like the big artists. And I was actually deep and I was thinking, damn, when are we going to get an artist that is not like Future or not like Drake or J. Cole, not like any of them, but has that sound about them that's just very unique and set apart that you just know that they're going to be clear regardless? because we don't. I could literally go through my phone and have a look, and I don't know. Really and truly, I could say someone like Miggy or Sam Fender, but they're not rap. Like Tyler the Creator, he's been doing music for a while, so I don't even know if that counts. Gunna, cool. I'd say Gunna. I genuinely don't know, and it actually is sus. It's very, very sus because what is going on? What is actually going on in this music world? But yeah, man, let's just tap into more pop music and more country, more of that type of sound instead of rap now, because rap is just, it's falling down my radar now. Like, I love rap, but I don't really be listening to rap like that no more. That sounds crazy to even say that, but rap is low-key, like, it's going down on my listening rates. I don't really listen to that as much anymore. I really do listen to more indie, more Afro, more pop low-key, and by pop, Olivia Dean. Olivia Dean is always going to be in my rotation. And I started listening to her music last year, so I may be late, I may not be late, but I started listening to her music before she got that buzz going crazy. I listened to her single Touching Toes because it came up on my For You page, and that one is valid. And then I went back into her discography, and then I listened to her song Okay Love You Bye. Absolute heater. If you haven't heard it, it's fire, bro. Okay, love you, bye. I didn't mean to say it right. Like, her music is very catchy, and she knows how to get good melodies. Her melodies are very, very, very good, and it's just something that you just can't not like. And I'm gonna keep saying this: tap into Olivia Dee's music if you haven't, because it's really good and it's fire. In due time, and we're gonna get an artist or something, someone who's just gonna go crazy, shake up the scene a little bit, because we need that. I think rap has become very stale and it's becoming safe, and I don't want that for music. I want something set apart, and by set apart, I don't want no Ken Carson. I don't want no Destroy Lonely. Even though Destroy Lonely, his No Stylist album, top tier, and Ken Carson, his album, Chaos. I don't know, fire. But other than that, yeah, bit iffy, I'll be honest with you. I do this thing once every... Oh my gosh, my belly. Wow, my belly. I'm fasting, by the way, so I'm hungry. To be fair, I'm okay so far, but my belly is saying otherwise. And it's my second week of fasting, my last week of fasting, and we're finishing it. Today's the last day. Was going to do it for a month, but with the lifestyle that I see myself living, or the way that I work out frequently, I do 2 workouts a day most of the time. I wake up at 6 a.m. all the time. I'm a man who is a guy who's always active, eating food, and I love to do it. 2 weeks is what I could do. More than 2 weeks is just ridiculous, and I've never fasted before, so I needed to be realistic. Even though we can, but I'm just not willing to continue. I think 2 weeks is okay for me. 2 weeks is okay because, bro, it's been a struggle, and I can literally see myself just losing weight because I'm not eating as much. 1-2 meals a day. I'm thinking, damn, that's what happens when you fast, but it's with a good cause. I wouldn't change it for the world. The suffering that is happening with fasting is the beauty of it, and I'm very grateful to be fasting, and I'm very grateful to still be grateful while fasting. And you can do it. You can go through these periods because it really is a good way to detox your body and to just drink water. I have not, other than a protein shake, which I drank the other day when I was at a run club. Water is the only thing that I've been drinking, so it's a good way to detox your body and your mind, because I feel like you eat so much different foods and drinks that it can just, mess up the body and just the way that you think. Sometimes you gotta do it, man, and it does wonders. Maybe it hasn't done wonders, but I guess we'll never know, and I guess we'll find out, because fasting, especially while going as a Christian, it's important. I've always seen people fasting, and I respect people during Ramadan, Muslims who fast, because it's not easy. Food is meaningless. There's so many things in life that are meaningless, but anyway, enough of that. We're just going to talk about music, and I want to talk about Bruno Mars for a second. Bruno Mars, if you've seen, he's the #1 streaming artist on Spotify. He's the #1 streamed artist in the world right now on Spotify. Bear in mind, his his last solo album was 2016. I don't know if that's crazy to me. And it shows how clear his discography is. And he's only done 3 albums. Wait, 3? Doo-Wop and Hooligans, Jukebox, and 24 Karat Magic. Yeah, 3 albums. Am I right or am I right? And obviously Silk Sonic. But he's only done 3 solo albums. 3 solo albums and you're still the #1 streamed artist in the world. Obviously with features, the APT song, the Korean one, and then Die With A Smile. It's going crazy. But those songs came out last year, I believe, and he's had an impeccable run with just his music from years, and it really just shows how timeless music can be. I don't think people actually understand how timeless his music is, and I'm gonna have to re-listen to his music again because as you get older, you get fresh ears, and I haven't really listened to his full discography. I have, but obviously I was young as heck when I last listened to his music. I don't really listen to him, but it's crazy to realize that he's still that high in terms of the music that he's been on. #1 streamed artist is crazy, and you got people like Rihanna and Frank Ocean that have not dropped since 2016, who are, I don't even know where they are, but it's just different calibers in this music world, and Bruno Mars' discography is just clear. And it may be a hot take, but if he continued with his run and just dropped another album, he could really be higher than The Weeknd. And I feel like to an extent he is higher than The Weeknd, but he just doesn't pop out as much compared to The Weeknd. That is actually so true. The Weeknd versus Bruno Mars. Damn. Bruno Mars is generational, but so is The Weeknd. Oh my gosh, that is actually such a valid take. Who is better? I would say The Weeknd because I prefer his discography. But Bruno Mars, he's just a simple artist that doesn't need to drop, but his music, his past music is always going to do well. And if he was to drop an album on Friday, he'd actually shake the industry. And it will go crazy because he hasn't dropped in a while, and it's Bruno Mars. He always drops heaters, and he's a very, very good singer. And he's a good performer. He knows how to perform. He performs better than The Weeknd. I don't know why this is a big comparison, but yeah, he's a good performer. I've never seen him before, but from his videos that I've seen, he's a good performer. And yeah, that's actually such a valid take. Who would you rather listen to, Bruno Mars or The Weeknd? Bro, it's gonna be the year when The Weeknd did that performance in Brazil, Sao Paulo, where he previewed Timeless, and that was an era. And bro, I'll be so honest, I was very bad. I was depressed. I was going through some dark shit. I was going through some dark shit in my life when The Weeknd did that performance, and I remember watching it in my bed. It was a really dark period of my life, bro. I'm not a person that wakes up and just watches TV all day in my room and just does not move. I'm always up and ready, on the go, or at the gym or doing something. That's how you know I was dark. So I woke up, I could not move. I was just in bed watching The Weeknd's performance, yeah. And I was in such a dark period, bro, but that was really the comfort. And I remember listening to the song Dancing in the Flame or Dancing in the Flame or something like that. And I fell in love with that song because I had it on repeat. Like that period, yeah, it was so depressing but so comforting. And the weather was so gloomy because it's autumn. But again, it's comforting. So yeah, man, if you're going through a dark period, all you need to do is just listen to The Weeknd because he will get you through anything. And that's a fact, honestly, because that's all I was listening to, The Weeknd. And I was listening to, what was I listening to? Drake For All the Dogs. Because and like Take Care and Views, just like those dark albums, and Impossible from Travis Scott, like, you know, them songs there that are just dark but they just comfort you. And I needed to listen to them ones because it gets you through it, and you can kind of tell what I was going through if I'm going through that much of a dark period and listening to them songs. Break Up. The Prem is back. This is not music, but I missed it. I really did. I cannot lie to you. The only problem is I work at a bar on the weekend and I do late shifts there. I'm not going to be at home. I'm not able to watch the games on a weekend because I'm either at work, which stinks. But we're finally back. Villa played against Newcastle the other day. Jacob Ramsey has left to go to Newcastle. Who would have thunk it? The first game was a snooze fest. Arsenal won against Man U. Of course, they had to do that. Chelsea are doing their thing. Man City. Holland is back doing his thing. It's going to be very unpredictable. I don't really know who's going to win. Obviously, I'll always say Villa because that's my team. But if I was being very, very realistic, I think Arsenal may have it. And I say that every other time, but it just never happens. But I think Arsenal may have it this season with the transfers that they have. Valid. My football knowledge is very standard. It's not too technical. Yeah, I'm not the craziest football stan. I just love to watch it and I know my basics, my team. That's it. Knowledge about the past, horror. Don't ask me because I was not there. I mean, I'm not as tapped in like that, but I just know that like people like Filthy Fellas or the Man Them, bro, they're always clear. I can always count on my guys to carry with that type of stuff. Not me. I just know the basics. I'll probably just be nodding my head and hearing to any football knowledge or football chat that you guys talk about from the past or even from the present sometimes, because some days I just don't even watch games or don't watch highlights because I'm just missing out. I don't even have a fantasy team. I don't have one because every time I start with one, I just end up forgetting or just don't even do anything about it. I just leave it and it's not how it's supposed to be done. Honestly, I'm very inconsistent with that. At the start of the season, it's always high. Like my love for football is always high. And then as the season goes on, it low-key drops. But this is going to hold me accountable. I should stay on my game. And by staying on my game, I'm also going to be making consistent videos of me talking about Villa's performance or just the Prem in general. Because I love football, bro. I love ball. And there's not enough people talking about ball on TikTok anyway. And on the pod in UK. I know there's a whole lot of podcasts, football podcasts, whatever, but we need the real talk. Jid dropped his album, God Does Like Ugly, and this is my take on it. With a Jid album, you can always rely on his good pen game. He's always going to be in his bag, lyrically, sonically. The production is always going to be good. You can always rely on that. It's never going to be bad. There were some elements that were a bit much to me. Sometimes I don't like the too much of the rappity. It throws me off sometimes, and Jid is one of them rappers. He basically is Eminem's twin, but he's just black with dreads. Literally, I'm not really a fan of the rappity rap stuff, but I can appreciate it when I'm listening to it for the first time. I won't listen to some songs again because it's just not for me. But songs like Glory, What We On, even the outro, because it's just him talking about his journey and how it started. VCRs with Vince Staples. And there's another one that I really like. Damn, I need to keep going to check my phone. But yeah, those songs there anyway. Glory, or is it Glorified? Glory, VCRs, What We On, and the outro. I forgot what the outro was called, but those ones are my favourite. I will say though, it's not better than The Forever Story. I feel like The Forever Story had such a better story and it just made sense. The jazz influence, the production, even the features were a bit better. Obviously, I'll always be a Don Toliver stan, so he's excluded. But the album overall just felt more... The concept of the last album to me felt better. Maybe because I was on a flight. I was on a flight listening to the album. No one talks about being on a flight listening to the album. It sounds really good. The only downside is if you don't have noise cancellation headphones or earphones, yeah, you're just going to keep hearing the humming of a plane. But if you do, you're chill because you can just block out the noise and enjoy the music. The only other downside is that your ears will always keep popping and they'll keep blocking and you have to just pop them. But hey, if you know the trick, Sour Patches or Sweets and you'll be calm. Going on a flight and going through your like songs again is also a top tier thing to do. You know, listening to an album. One thing I love to do while going on a flight, yeah, I download albums that I've never listened to before, and then I download them, and then I just listen to them on the flight because it just makes sense. It really does make sense to listen to on a flight. You're on your own or with your boys, whatever, whoever your missus, family, whoever you're with, and you're just soaking it in on your own, like listening to the music in the air. It's a top tier experience. It's a rare experience that you don't usually get because we're always listening to music at the gym or home or something. So listening to it on a flight. When you go back to listen to that album, you remember I was on the flight listening to the album. It's very generational, and a couple of albums that I can remember listening to while I was on the flight is 10 Songs by Q, if you know about that one. The album by Nav that he released when I was on a flight, I remember that one vividly. The Further Story, those are the ones that I can remember off just first thought. And I always listen to Blonde when I'm on a flight because it's just soothing, it's calming. And then I listen to like a few of my favorite songs from artists that I just like a lot. And then I go through my like songs and then I just change it. I think that's a valid thing to do. When you're on a flight, it really gives you a reason to just change your songs and just see what you like and see what I don't like. My next flight is on the 26th of September. I'm open for it to be earlier though. But yeah, my next flight is on the 26th of September and it's a 8-hour flight. I don't know, it's a long flight because it's not even direct. And damn well during that time, I'm going to be changing my like songs because it's clogged up to the point that I don't even listen to majority of the songs that are in there. I was also thinking about Teaser Touchdown. Where has he gone? Because his album that he dropped, I forgot the name. His album that he dropped was actually fire. And there was one song on there called Sweet. Sweet. It just had a chill vibe. And you can't not like those type of songs. And I was listening to Utopia as well. Modern Jam is such a good song. I can always say that I've been a day one defender of Modern Jam, and it's crazy that people are liking it more now because it's been a good song. There was no flaw, nothing flaw about that song. It's flawless, and it's sick. It is a sick song, Modern Jam. But anyway, Teaser Touchdown, he needs to drop something soon. He needs to be back on his era when he's just dropping tunes or when he's posting notes on his Instagram. If you were there during that time when he was doing his promo run, he needs to bring that back. I always say though, he may need to cut out the nails on the hair. We understand the vibe, cool. Punk, hip hop, R&B, cool. But we need that real, no nails in the hair, none of that stuff. Just that real R&B sound. Because I was listening to 767 on For the Dogs. That outro that he did, beautiful. Like, there's things like that is just really good, that he actually can sing really well, better than most artists. And it would be good to hear him do more songs where he's just in his R&B bag, good piano keys, good chords, good drums, good synths, all of that synths, all of that stuff valid. Like, we need that. I listened to Arctic Monkeys discography the other day and I like their music, but I will say it took time for me to actually appreciate it fully. I've already seen them live before, so I already got a taste of what I was getting myself into. Saw them at Reading Festival 2022. We'll get back to Reading soon, but yeah, I saw them and I watched their set and I was just watching them thinking, Fez, like they play songs like 505, Are You Mine, Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High, some other songs, just their discography, I don't remember. But during that time, I wasn't tapped in. You know what I mean? But I just knew of them. So I was like, what, why don't we just listen to them again? And we did that. And I can appreciate the music. Their songs, it takes time for me to actually like it. It starts off just all over the place. Just heavy drums, the guitar, the bass, everything. It goes crazy. And then it goes soft, and then the chorus, and then the melody of the pre-chorus. That's I really like that. And then it gets better. Like the starts are always is gonna be a jump scare, and I hear it. Trying to bring the audience in. Trying to make that just I know what you're trying to do, and I hear it and I appreciate it. But sometimes it just can be a bit much for my heart, man. It makes it jump, but. My favourite song from Arctic Monkeys so far is Mad Sounds. I know it's going to change because I still haven't listened to their full album of AM or the long one, the guy with the cigarette. Yeah, that one. I saw a comment on someone saying, don't even bother listening to their songs after 2014. And I can understand it because their music recently is not really their typical sound. It's more turned into a jazz, alternate rock, indie. it's turned into that type of sound. I was even listening to it, I was thinking, what is going on with their music? Why is it sounding like this? It should not sound like that, but hey, who am I to say it should not sound like that? I don't even listen to their music like that. Migos clear. Migos clear. They are really the last best hip-hop group, and it's going to be a while until we get a good one. It's just not the same. I mean, it's never going to be the same. But it's mad how all of that stuff happened, how all of that mess happened, bro. Because you can't make that up. That is like a documentary type of story. They fall out. Well, Offset and Quavo fall out. And then it's just Quavo and Takeoff making music. Offset making music on his own. And then during that period of time, Takeoff gets killed. And then to the point that Offset and Takeoff, they all didn't make amends together during that period. So Takeoff is just gone. The group is gone, because without Takeoff, the group is nothing. I feel like Takeoff, you know when you have that person in your life that without them, a group of people would not really be as connected. Takeoff was really that guy, and obviously we don't know them, but you can just see, because Takeoff was just that chill guy. You know, you think I've led that bad bush? You think I've led that bad bush? I still think about that. I still think about that clip like every day. But that whole period with Bad and Bougie, yeah, when they went to the BET Awards, and then Academics was, I don't know what he said, but to make Takeoff said, "You think I've left that bad bush? You think I'll let that bad bush?" And then the whole gang was like, "So what's happening there?" Remind me to never do that again. Culture 1, Culture 2, and then after that, it just died out. Of course, you got their previous albums. I never really used to listen to the albums like that, like YRN, and just, you know, my first song that I tapped into them was either Fight Night. Drake really put them on the map with Versace. That was actually a really good song back then. I haven't listened to that song in a while. Versace, Medusa, Head on Me, like Lamu Manati. Reading Festival is this week. These are my last tips I'm going to say before the festival. With the app, that's where you get the set times. Realize that it's a big field. You're going to lose your friends. If you're with like 5 people, you're going to lose your people. So as long as you have a meeting point, me personally, I always did it at the Pepsi Max Tower, because it's very noticeable. Or even the viewing station, like the viewing point, that's a good shout. Or next to the guests, artists, barriers. You don't have to worry about being early for Travis, because you will get a good view regardless. If everyone's jumping, whatever, you can find your way in. As like 45 minutes early, I'd always say. Be 45 minutes early, yeah? And then I don't know whose set is gonna be before Travis, either Trippy or DBE. I think it's DBE, but yeah, DBE. Just like 45 minutes before Travis starts his set, just get in the crowd, find your spot. I'd always say on the right side, second barrier. If you're on the left side, it's cool, but right side, second barrier. Find your way in. If you see people moving forward, move with them. When the show starts, everyone's jumping, opening the pits up, find your way in and cut corners. One thing I would say though, Reading Festival is that type of fest that it's so big that it can be tough to get your way in. But because it's a rap artist and because it's Travis, whole lot of mashes, everyone's jumping, you'll be cool to get your way in. Because I remember when I went to see Dave, the whole crowd was just standing still. The crowd was just standing still. It's difficult. It was difficult. Bring your drinks and all that stuff from home and take it with you. It's cheaper than doing all of that stuff. There's a way that you can go to the shop that's like out of the festival ground, so that you can just save a bit of bread. The food and the stuff in there is expensive in the co-op shop. You can just go to a convenience store out of the festival ground. I don't know if you're allowed to do that though, but yeah, just do that because it does save time. I mean, it saves money. The shower early as possible because it's going to be musty. People are going to be just sweaty. It's filth. I'll be so honest. It's filth. So take a shower earlier. Or if you're not going to take a shower, take plenty baby wipes and just use that. I'll forever say that. There's a smell when you're walking through the cubicles or the like showers and stuff. It stinks. Beware of your tents. Make sure they're secure because people will literally try to kick them down, especially on the last day. People try to kick them down. People are always throwing shit. So depending on where you're camping, get there and have a decent spot that is away from everyone. Not away, but like away from the walkway anyway, because yeah, when people are drunk, they'll literally fall into your tent. Regardless, you're going to be walking for some time, so take some shoes that are cool when you're walking. Reading Festival is like the last major festival of the year, so make the most of it. You're going to enjoy it, man. Take the risk as well, because you never know what's going to happen. I'll forever say that, because when I went, bro, I got on stage with Polo G, but that was because I was working. So anyone who's working at Reading, yeah, bar staff, either at guest area or wherever, if you're at bar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, wherever, if you have the staff wristband, you can get away with a lot of stuff. Take advantage of it because that's what they will not tell you. Take advantage with it and take advantage of the food coupons. If you have food coupon, give it to someone. You're going to get more food coupons anyway. So I'd say give it to someone because you can literally just steal. But steal, well, not stealing, but you can just get more from your manager and just keep it going. I don't know if we're going to be there, but I choose to be optimistic. Who knows? We may actually be there, but in due time, we shall chill. Fitness update. We are back because I went on a run and it was a 5K run. 25 minutes, bro. We were able to do, 25, sheesh. We did a 5K run in 21 minutes and that was my first 5K run in nearly a month because I'm injured and we are back. Well, we may be back. We're going to start it slowly this week and we're going to get things cracking because it's what has to be done. We have to get these missions going and just our fitness. My knee was playing up. IT band, it's not nice. Walking up and down the hill, you literally feel some pain. It's some discomfort, but it's not going to be the same, man. We're going to get better, inshallah. But yeah, it's not been easy. It really is hell. Seeing people just running and then you're like, damn, I wish I was running. Or see people doing long runs and you're thinking, damn, like it's tough. We may have to get new running shoes because we've had these for over a year and we've worn out the mileage. Like we've worn out the mileage to like, we've worn it out. So it's about time we get new running shoes or something or just running gear. Last night I made an impulsive decision to buy some gym clothes because you need to get some new gym garms. I haven't bought gym clothes in the longest since last year. So I was like, you know what? We may as well do that. Got some shorts and a vest and it ended up being expensive in total. I don't know why. I don't know how. Like clothes are now expensive and I never understood that until I was just looking. Like clothes are really expensive now. Even just gym clothes. And it's the way life is, bro. There's nothing that we can do but just accept it. Actually, what we can do is just become a millionaire so that it's all nothing. So that all them prices are just meaningless. Everything is meaningless, but it's just mad how expensive gym clothes are. We still got summer and link up with the boys, bro. Get yourself out there and see your people because summer is still here. Even if it may not be as crazy as it used to be in May, June, but summer is still here. Get yourself out there. Go for a meal with your friends. Go for a drive, link up, do whatever. Go and see them because it's important. When you're with your friends, you really be thinking, you know what? Life is actually worth living for. And that may sound crazy, but you will understand it when going through all the suffering that you be going through and then be with your friends. It's like, damn, this is really what life is for. The company of the people around you and be with the good energy of people that you will be around for the rest of your life. Anything can change, but as long as you have a solid foundation, it will always keep you going no matter what situation you go through. So always focus on making sure that you have your circle, you have your friends. And if you don't have as much friends as you want to be, get yourself out there, go for a run, go to a run club because you meet a lot of people. Every time I go, there's always new people that I interact with and it's mental. But yeah, always go out with your people, have fun. Life is too short to not be doing that, and I just advise you to just do that. That's some advice that I need to hear because sometimes I just be keeping myself in the room or keeping myself in the house not by doing enough work, and it shouldn't be like that. You should really just get yourself out there, be with your people, have fun, socialize and interact. Of course, sometimes, actually, most times, it's better to just interact or just be on your own. Me personally, I love my own personal space. I feel like when I'm with someone for too long, it irks my skin, and I just can't. I can't do it. That will have to be changed at some point. Wife, kids, whoever I'm with, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna be the case. But yeah, don't forget to be with your people because they are your people for a reason. A whole lot of euphoria is my playlist, and it sounds really good. By really good, no misses. The first song on there, Free Fall by Thames, and then it goes into Astro Thunder, and then it also goes into Tried Our Best, and then it also goes into Ivy by Frank Ocean, then it goes into Less Than Zero by The Weeknd. Those songs there are phenomenal. Those songs there are beautiful. It really captures the mood, and R.I.P. Screws in there, Sacrifices, Rockman by McGee, Diamonds for Your Pain by Giveon, Sparks by Coldplay. Speaking of Coldplay, we need to go to their tour because how can we get tickets? Tickets are not there. I can't find them. And we will get a ticket regardless. And the date that we will be there for is the 3rd of September. So if anyone has a ticket or if anyone knows anyone or anything, give me a shout because me and Mumsy will be there. And I hope she really is not listening to this or hearing anything. But we will be there. And I choose not to settle down because this is something that's been in my journal for years to get this going. So we're going to get that going one day at a time. We're going to find a way. People will sell resale tickets, but I know that they'll just be expensive. But hey, regardless, we will be there and it's going to be a generational experience to see Coldplay. Damn, you would have thunk it, Coldplay. They're such a good band though. And this is what I mean. There were so many bands back then. It's ridiculous. Coldplay, Oasis were still making music. The Smiths, I don't know if they were still making music, but they stopped. Arctic Monkeys, Radiohead, so many more bands. And it's ridiculous. Bands are not like that no more, and it's tough. Might for ground even say The Script. Like, it's things like that, bro. Their music was just all in one era is crazy. I know for a fact, middle-aged parents just be sitting down thinking about that era where all them artists were just releasing. You know, that period is like our period of our 2016 or 2018 of music when everything was just in a good run because that was their good run in terms of music. All them artists were just dropping there and then. And that was before social media was even going crazy. So imagine how mad it was back then. Word of mouth would have went crazy because that was the best promotion and it still is the best promotion. Social media can be a bit deceiving. Yeet and Drake have been touring together and it's something that is actually kind of sick. You would have thought that Yeet and Drake would be boys, but hey, that's how things are. And I saw Yeet during Drake's performance at Wireless, and I've already seen Yeet before. I saw him during 2023 when he did his set, and that's one of his best sets he's ever done, which is mad. But yeah, that was a W set, and Yeet is a good performer. The way he's going on with his music now is sick. I like the run that he's on. We really got skinny Yeet. Slim skinny Yeet, bro, and he's in his era where he's just dropping bangers. He'd always be in his mask. He'd always wear covered up clothes. Now he's in vests and stuff, and I'm thinking, this is nice to see. You can tell that the confidence is there and still got the lean gut or not, regardless. Hey, he's doing his thing for and I'm here for the music. I'm here for that good music. Apparently, Carter is meant to be dropping something in September, but we all know what he's like. He's going to take his time and we will not be there. It makes me sad thinking about Uzi with the way that he just did all of that. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did. Hope you guys are doing okay. I may have to end this episode here. I think this is episode 34 of the Perspective Podcast. Episode 34. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure you stay tuned and make sure you keep up with the gang. Every week we're going to keep getting better and we're going to keep uploading our pod every Tuesday without a doubt. Even when I'm on holiday, even when I'm traveling, the pod is never going to leave. At some point, we're going to do an end of like a season and then revamp to get our season 2 back. But I'm grateful for any single person who watches the podcast, listens and just takes their time to just tap in because I know I'll be yapping. I do chat a lot and I thank you for still listening. So yeah, episode 34. Make sure you guys are good, chatting with your people, getting yourself out there. and I'll see you guys next week.